Good afternoon. My name is Eric Rader, BUSN 604 AMU, and today I will be talking about sensitivity analysis for business. So what is a sensitivity analysis? Well, a sensitivity analysis is used to understand the effect of independent variables on some dependent variable under a certain specific conditions. These can take on a number of issues across a wide spectrum of fields. Some examples might include how an international crisis can impact the price of oil, and if so, how much? Or if a company wants to see if increased online presence and social media promotion can increase the sales of a company. Being a local Buffalo Bills fan, many local restaurants have to analyze the impact of the Bills having a winning season and go into the playoffs, hopefully, to forecast their purchase of chicken wings, because obviously if the Bills are having a winning season, more restaurants and more people in the Buffalo area are going to be buying chicken wings. So in this case the variable would be the Buffalo Bills having a winning season in the sensitivity analysis. A sensitivity analysis answers the what if assumptions, measuring it against the data already present. For example, a company might want to analyze how increased labor costs will affect its profit. It identifies the most significant assumptions. It helps assess risk and prepare for a less than favorable scenario. It also helps make the process of a business forecast more robust. So as you can see here, the steps in conducting a sensitivity analysis is you're going to find the sample of the model. You're going to calculate the output variable for a new input variable, and then you're going to calculate the sensitivity by dividing the percentage change in the output variable divided by the percentage change in the input variable. For capital budgeting purposes, a business may want to analyze and identify which variables have the most impact on projects, value, and risk. For example, a company may want to see how the net present value of a project is impacted by a change in any of the costs listed below. This is important for a business to see how these items are measured against each other to increase revenue. For example, how the net present value of a project, if it's increased, how that's going to impact the initial investment, the operating costs, and the revenue. The net present value being the independent variable in this analysis for capital budgeting purposes. Qualitative relies less on numbers than quantitative, but it measures how one variable can impact the other. Let's just say, for example, if a company wanted to appeal to Gen Z for advertising, they would have to consider things such as the short attention span of this demographic compared to the other sectors of the population. Therefore, a company may want to incorporate advertising strategies that would keep that market engaged. The qualitative variable in the scenario would be Gen Z and their short attention span. However, when using qualitative measures, one must be cognizant of the potential biases that can directly impact the data measure, because the data measures are going to be done through surveys, marketing research, and other points of data. So you want to define the ranges, change the value of one input variable while keeping others consistent. Then you're going to calculate the percentage of change of both the output and input variable compared to the baseline. And then there's always a repeat and reassess the other variables in this process. Quantitative steps are focused mainly on metrics, essentially numbers, hard numbers. The first step is to identify the key factors that lead to critical results. Quantitative analysis is a systematic approach using mathematical probabilities of an outcome and testing those numbers against other variables. For example, a company may want to see how an increase in tariffs will affect their profit. The assumption being that more taxes would equate to less profits and vice versa. A company may use this data against already held data to test those assumptions. The assumption being that more taxes will equate to less profits. So you can be able to test that and test those measures by using a systematic approach against already proven data that you have, that a company has. So in conclusion, sensitivity analysis are good for a business to forecast potential risk and measure outcomes that can directly impact a specific data point in its cost analysis. Whatever method a business chooses depends on the type of data they want to assess and also the potential risk associated with a certain measure. The data received by a company is only as good as how accurate the information they already have is, and most importantly, the integrity and research methods utilized in their assessment. This concludes my presentation. If you have any further questions, please comment on the discussions in the classroom. Thank you.